Yeah, so a big fan of, so I use Revolut, which is, similar in terms of the being able to budget your money into different, I use kind of categories instead. But I'm not sure how useful the notifications are, because they're like, oh, you're spending loads of money on sandwiches. And I'm like, oh, I'm really stressed about that. Now I'm going to buy a sandwich.
It's not like... me want a sandwich,
So what do you think the future is, really?
It's a great question. I think I really liked the theme, as we said, fintech coming of age. And I think the topics we've looked at around open banking, embedded finance and things like that show, how fintech can underpin the economy in the UK, as probably mentioned already. But I really think, there's opportunities for embedded finance to help all sorts of different companies. And, there's this saying, oh, every company is going to be a fintech. I actually think of it the other way around. I think, companies don't want to be a fintech because they don't want to have to build their own fintech stuff and do that themselves. So I think it's, you don't have to become a fintech, but you can offer your customers that experience. And we've heard a lot of talk today as well in the open banking space around personal finance management. So helping individuals to look after their money better. That's only going to become a bigger problem with the cost of living crisis.
And
I think something I got really quite involved with earlier when someone was talking about it, because that's kind of, I'm a young person that's going through that world. So there's a few ideas out there of them, like just being able to get rid of subscriptions with the click of a button and stuff like that. And I feel like, again, that comes down to instant gratification, doesn't it? And I feel like that's really going to kick off and help people as well.
Do you use any apps or anything to manage your money right now?
Monzo.
Monzo, yeah. So you can put in pots and everything like that.
Exactly, yeah. My weekly pots, put them in weekly pots.
Is that how you do it?
Yeah. It's good. It's a good way of doing it. Someone told me it and I was like, oh my God, that's a great idea. So yeah, just
I don't know how.
Oh, it looks beautiful.
Thank you.
Olivia, do you use any apps?
Yeah, so a big fan of, so I use Revolut, which is, similar in terms of the being able to budget your money into different, I use kind of categories instead. But I'm not sure how useful the notifications are, because they're like, oh, you're spending loads of money on sandwiches. And I'm like, oh, I'm really stressed about that. Now I'm going to buy a sandwich. It's not like...
me want a sandwich,
So it doesn't help me too much. But one I really like is Plum. So it's the automated savings roundups. And they put that in a pot for you, and then you can invest or save that. And I think for me, I like that you can put things all in the same app, but I prefer to keep things separate, because otherwise, we've all been there, oh, that's in my savings account, I'll just transfer it back into my current account. Whereas with Plum, it's a separate place. Okay. So what I've done is I've deleted the actual Plum app off my phone now, so I can't get at the money, but I know it's there.
How does that work then? Does that connect to your normal bank account?
Yeah, so you connect it with your bank account through open banking, and then you it rounds up purchases. So if you spend like £9.99, it puts 1p away. And you can set like different appetites. So you can say, oh, I want to save loads, and every time it rains, it puts £2 away and things like that.
Wow.
And you don't, but it does it in such a way where it knows how much money's in your account. So if you're in danger of running out of money, it stops doing that.
And you can just delete the app and it still does it.
Yeah, and you don't have to think about it at all.
That's getting downloaded tonight.
It's good, yeah, recommend.
Yeah, thank you. See, I'm not the best with money, so I need every tool I can get.